What's good, y'all? It's your boy Third Degree. We're back with more Ratchet news. Well, some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still got to speak on it. So let's go. Yo, it's being reported that Chrisean got jumped in Compton by 6 girls. Whack 100 warned her to leave LA and she was robbed of her jewelry. I don't think that's true, right? Because look at this right here. She posted a picture of herself without a scratch in her jewelry, but it's still kind of ratchet. All this over Blueface, like for real. So, I don't know, but welcome to Ratchet News, and I'm Third Degree. Let's go ahead and let's get the show started. It's being reported that 11 killed in apparent or unalived in the apparent terror attack at Sydney Hanukkah event. Man, it's just really, really crazy. Prayers out to the folks in Australia who lost their lives. Now, moving on. Aubrey O'Day hospitalized after viewing Diddy documentary. I guess it triggered her, and then she was... I think she went to the hospital because of it. You know what I'm saying? Had anxiety attacks or something. I don't know what happened, but hey, prayers out to her. Moving on. Patrick Mahomes suffered a torn ACL, so that means the Kansas City Chiefs are eliminated from playoff contention. That means we don't have to endure the Swifties. Moving on. Gavin, Newsom, and Nicki Minaj continue to throw shots at each other online, and it is hilarious. But, I kind of like this pettiness of Gavin Newsom, but you rolling in the dirt with someone who, I don't know. When was the day that we start seeing politicians rolling in the dirt with celebrities? It's kind of crazy, but we know that he's thirsty for a presidential bid, right? All right, moving on. DoorDash pig arrested after allegedly pepper spraying customers' food and is caught on camera. Good. I hope they throw her underneath the jail. Piece of crap. All right, moving on. Prayers out to Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were unalived by their son. So prayers out to the remaining kids. And I don't know why the son decided to do that, but it's just I heard that he's schizophrenic now. He just got diagnosed, whatever. But it's still no excuse. So prayers out to them, man. And R.I.P. Moving on. But with that being said, Trump alleges Rob Reiner passed away due to the anger he caused others from having Trump derangement syndrome. This dude is really a piece of ish, right? It's crazy the stuff he comes up with. All right, but moving on. Big X the Plug signs global deal with Sony Music Publishing. Congrats to hell. Moving on. A trans woman wins the world's strongest woman competition, and it's causing outrage. As you can see, she was not having it. But Elon Musk came out and says, if you have a womb, you are a woman, otherwise you are not. This is going to bring an interesting topic, which we're going to talk about tonight. So, moving on. 4 charged with plotting SoCal New Year's Eve attack, ID'd as members of Turtle Island Liberation Front. This is crazy. These are the times we in, right? All right, moving on. As we reported last week, Ebro in the Morning is canceled from Hot 97, and he shares a DM from Drake saying, unalive slower. Pussy, end quote. What is wrong with this dude over here talking tough to a radio guy? But I don't know what the beef is. Who cares? All right, moving on. Boxer brought his opponent's baby mama to pre-fight press conference to show papers proving he adopted his son before the fight. Yeah, there wouldn't have been no fight because bro got to go. He got to get up out of here. After that, man, what's the world coming to with these antics, man? All right, moving on. DJ Academic says he has filed a restraining order on Mano and is ready to send him to jail. Wasn't it the same dude talking tough to SZA and all them? What a punk. All right, moving on. Shout out to LeVar Walker. He found Kevin McAllister out there still home alone in New York. Crazy, right? Moving on. CNN uncovers white supremacist group Patriot Front training at a hidden compound in Tennessee. These are the times. Moving on. Leaders and members of an alleged cult-like California religious group charged with unaliving. Weird. Moving on. Then after the news of Ebro in the Morning, it looks like Netflix lands The Breakfast Club and Joe and Jada an exclusive iHeart video podcast deal. Really dope. Let's move this podcast to Netflix too. All right, moving on. Former President Obama, forever president actually, tells House Democrats that parties should focus on midterms and not ideological divides, which is very, very true. All right, moving on. There is a Kobe Bryant movie in the works at Warner Brothers. Let's go. I'm ready for it. Let's go. I will be there front and center. Moving on. U.S. Postal Service honoring Muhammad Ali with forever stamps. Dope. About time. Long overdue. Moving on. I think the NBA Cup is somewhat embarrassing. Charles Barkley. Agreed. Moving on. Punished for wetting the bed. Georgia man gets life after 6-year-old forced to exercise in heat and is unalive. May he rot. Piece of crap. May you rot in piss. All right, moving on. And I'm talking about the father, may he rot in piss for making that little boy do that. Just crazy. Moving on. Recent studies show that cuddling with a thick woman slows the heart rate, therefore it may reduce heart disease. Well, it's time to get the cuddling. All right, moving on. It wouldn't be San Bernardino without the neighborhood hood Spider-Man, right? Moving on. Congratulations to IE's own Lakeith Stanfield as he takes on the role of Dennis Rodman in 48 Hours in Vegas. I think he's going to kill that role. All right, moving on. Brandy and Monica wrap up the Boys Mind tour after 32 shows. Congrats. I'm sorry I missed it. Hopefully they run it back. Moving on. They ain't got it. Malargo, Tasha K link up after losing lawsuits to Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. Dummies. Moving on. Woman charged after Walmart shoppers say they found razor blades and loaves of bread. Like, why? Moving on. Terrence Bud Crawford retires and Oscar De La Hoya is calling him out. I think he's just jealous and he's still wearing dresses. What's wrong with you, Goldie? Moving on. Erika, Kirk, and Candace Owens agreed for a private meeting after explosive feud over Charlie Kirk's unaliving. Like, why is Candace Owens even in this? Like, you're not even in The Widow. Like, you just giving, like, side piece vibes. You know what I mean? Just, sit down, Candace Owens. All right, moving on. It does feel like a slap to Kaepernick's face that Phillip Rivers is actually now the starting quarterback of the Colts at 44. You know what I mean? But, hey, it's a white man's world, right? Moving on. It's being alleged that Nicki Minaj bought some of her record sales. I don't know about how true that is, but moving on. Warner Brothers rejects Paramount bid, urges stakeholders to do the same. Cold world. Moving on. Woman is still trying to show that, you know, her black baby was due to ancestry, her ancestry. Moving on. Yesterday was the late great DMX's birthday. Happy heavenly birthday. R.I.P. Moving on. Natalia Bryant restraining order renewed. Family added to protection as they should. Moving on. Rox Diaz and Anthony Anderson are dating. Hey, salute. He got himself a piece. Moving on. Diddy's son, King Kong, threatened to slap 50 Cent and delete a tweet. 50 responds. Yeah, you better sit your little ass down. All right, moving on. Shout out and salute to Charlamagne the God, signs $200 million IHOP deal, extending the Breakfast Club and Black Effect Network. So you're going to be at the Breakfast Club for a minute. All right, moving on. Marijuana reclassified as less dangerous drug, biggest change since 1970. All right, moving on. Dallas Austin says that Macy Gray groped him and left him in the studio stranded. Moving on. Male adult star Sky Diggler shows images from Freak Off sex tape Clint with Diddy and said Daphne Joy claims the music mogul's pee-pee is only 3 inches. Why are you even looking? Moving on. Last but not least, Justice Department finally releases the files tied to Jeffrey Epstein. I wonder what's in them. We shall see. All right, but that's all I got for y'all. Peace. Anyway, I'm your boy Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show.